Yes, Venkatesh.
Yeah, let me start. Good morning, all. Welcome to 380th chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. I'm Toastmaster Venkatesh, the Sergeant at Arm for today's meeting. I'm product marketing professional and my hobbies are watching cricket matches and listening to music. Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest provides supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop a communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me explain some basic rules of today's meeting. Please switch off your cell phones or turn it to a silent mode. Please mute your microphone unless instructed by the TMOD. Please keep your video on unless you have the issue with the bandwidth. Microphone and video option are in the bottom left of the Zoom window. Do not share screen unless it is instructed by the TMOD. You can use the emojis, thumbs up and claps to react throughout the meeting. For role players and especially for the speakers, it is advised to pin the timer window. To greet when you get an opportunity to speak, there is a correct protocol to be followed, which is as follows. Like you have to greet the people in a manner that Madam President or the presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guest, good morning. And in the end, maintain a broad smile throughout the meeting. So with this, I would like to introduce if there is any guest in the meeting. So is there any guest in the meeting?
Yeah, I see guest
Just
Akshay. Guest Akshay, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
Akshay, you can introduce with your name, your profession or education and your hobbies like that. Please go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. I am Akshay Bapkar. I am from Pune. I completed my graduation from Pune Vidyarthi College of Engineering, and currently I am working in IBM India Private Limited as a application developer.
Great. Welcome to the meeting. Thanks, Akshay.
Yeah.
Is there any other guest?
Yeah, I see guest Bhushan.
Yes,
Hello, Bhushan, would you like to introduce yourself? We are not able to hear you, guest Bhushan.
Guest Bhushan, are you there? Bhushan Patil? We are unable to hear you. Okay, no issue. Maybe some issue at the Bhushan's end. So I request, yeah, can you hear me? No, we can't hear you, Bhushan. I think there is some issue with your headphone. Can you just remove your headphones? Please remove. Maybe some issue with the headphone and speak.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is Bhushan, and about my background, I have completed my engineering from University of Pune. Later, I also completed postgraduate diploma in big data analytics, and I joined Zensar as a software engineer, and I'm currently working in Zensar itself. My hobbies are I would like to play cricket and football. Apart from that, I would also like to watch different kind of movies and play different games, video games. So this is about myself.
Great to know. And you are most welcome to our 380th chapter meeting.
Thank you.
Today.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, enjoy the meeting.
Yeah.
I request all the guests to rename yourself with prefix guest _ your name. and all the role players with prefix the role you are playing. Thank you. With this, I would like to hand it over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayuresh.
Thank you, Sergeant of Arms, Sergeant at Arms. Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off and what are you? Genius, billionaire, flavor, masterpiece. Good morning, Madam President, presiding and fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Welcome to another exciting chapter of fun and learning at 388th chapter meeting of Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest. I am Mayuresh Rao, your host for the meeting. As for the theme introduction, you might be wondering, why has the Toastmaster of the day started with the famous dialogue from the movie Avengers? Is it just because of our theme, or does it have some deeper meaning into it? The answer is yes and yes. This is one of the dialogues which represent the marvelous world of the Marvel characters, and for me, it has some deeper meaning. In this scene, Tony Stark underlines the fact that he is not Iron Man because of the iron suit, but his qualities and skills. Those are the ones which makes him Iron Man and makes him special. He is able to use all his abilities and his accessories to full his full potential because of his character only. And in our life also, the same applies. We might have a big house, a big car, everything, but it is our character that defines us, and that defines us how far we can go in the life and how fulfilling life we can enjoy. In the vast Marvel Cinematic Universe, spanning 23 blockbusters over 11 years, there are many such dialogues, scenes, and actions that not only entertain us, but also guided us, inspired us, and motivated us in our regular lives. Most of the Marvel characters had some problems which proved to be a blessing in disguise. They made it a blessing in disguise, and it made and because of that, those characters appear more human to us. People could relate to them easily. The franchise is still going strong with their new movies. Also, Phase 4 are also in progress right now. New movies are also announced, and I hope that you are all going to enjoy them whenever you can see them. And before going into program description, all the best to the all the best to the all speakers and welcome guests. As for the program, today we have two sessions. The first half will consist of 3 prepared speeches, which will be evaluated by seasoned Toastmasters. Then we will have some interval, and after interval, we will have impromptu speaking session where guests can also participate, and also our regular members. They are encouraged to think on their feet and deliver a speech of 1 or 2 minutes. After that, we are all going to have a role players presenting their reports, followed by the moments of glory. And now for our presiding officer. Our presiding officer is a content strategy manager and a distinguished Toastmaster. Her name is Meenal Vaishnav, and she is a multifaceted personality who enjoys cycling, playing the keyboard or harmonium, composing poems, dance, and she also enjoys working on handicrafts. So these are just some of the few things she is expert in. So over to you, DTM Meenal.
Thanks, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mayuresh, for that mesmerizing introduction, I would say. And the theme for today is equally mesmerizing, and that is the cinematic world. Now, here, when we think of it, the basic difference between cinema and real life is only of 2 vowels, because the world of cinema is known as real life, REEL, and the real life, it's REAL. So, as we have difference of only 2 vowels, there is a basic difference of only 2 things between the real life and the real life. And that is, in the real life, everything happens for good and the end is happy 9 out of 10 times. Whereas in real life, we have to keep guessing if the end would be happy or sad. And why do we actually love seeing the real life? Because somewhere at the back of our mind, we know that at the end of the day, everything is going to be good. We are going to come out of the hall with happy faces. And then, at least for some time, we tend to forget all our worries. We leave them just somewhere backside and say that, okay, at least for the next 3 hours or next 2 to 5 hours, let me see the cinematic world. But now the world has changed even on that part. There are realistic movies being made. And that too, you might have marked one thing, only those realistic incidents are being picturized which have had a happy ending, barring a few. Why is that so? Why do filmmakers always decide to go for biopics or go for realistic movies that have been inspired by real time incidents that have happy endings? Because even they know when they place themselves in the audience shoes, they know that no one is going to like to cry, that too after shelling out money. People would like to come with happy faces, people would like to go back with happy faces. Who's going to pay for crying? No one. No one would prefer, in fact, paying for crying. That's it. And likewise is our world of Toastmasters. Every meeting makes us take away something at home and incorporate it from the next meeting onward. Even incorporate in our life. We get to learn many things over here. How to lead, how to go for the crisis management, how to lead from the front, how to work behind the scene. That's all Toastmasters all about. So on this note, I welcome all the guests and our fellow Toastmasters and all the role players, all the saviors to this 380th chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayur.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Minal, for this wonderful address. It I, recently I had heard a quote that people will always forget what you have done for them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And this is the exactly same message that our distinguished Toastmaster Minal gave in a different way. So, moving on with the meeting, and now I would like to introduce our general evaluator for the meeting. Like we have individual evaluators for the speakers, similarly, we have an evaluator for who evaluates the whole meeting, how the meeting proceeded, how the role players played their part, and all these things. In the end, he gives his feedback also. So, I would like to introduce Toastmaster Chandrasekhar as our general evaluator for the day. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar is very well known in the club. He is a software engineer by profession, and in his spare time, he likes to watch cricket and movies. But there is one thing TM Chandra has not mentioned here. What everybody knows, Toastmaster Chandra's love for magic.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster.
He's a great welcome. He's a great magician, and let us welcome Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, and pardon me for my throat today. I'm having some issues. So as a general evaluator, what would be my role? I will be having a bird eye view on the overall meeting structure, how role players played their role. And at the end of the meeting, I will be giving them some general feedback on what part they did really well and which part we can improve on so that we will have a better meeting next time. So this will be my role in a nutshell. I will be back with my report, and apart with that, there are some role players who will be playing their role. So that will be also introduced by the Toastmaster of the day. So that's it from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandra. Now, when the general evaluator does his evaluation, there are people who help them. That is called a tag team. The timer, the hour counter, and grammarian. I would like to take the stage again to introduce these wonderful role players. To begin with, our timer, Toastmaster Snehal. She is an IT professional who loves singing, gardening, and reading books. For our hour counter, we have Toastmaster Pradeep Kumar, who is a supplier quality engineering by profession, and our grammarian is again distinguished Toastmaster Minal, who is also the president. Now let's begin with the prepared speeches session.
Toastmaster of the day, you may call upon the role players to introduce their role.
Oh, thanks, Chandra. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I'd like to give the stage to our timer Toastmaster Snehal, who is going to introduce herself.
Hello everyone, myself Snehal. Uh, I recently joined the Toastmaster Club in the last week. Unfortunately, because of some reasons, I was not able to attend the meeting in the last week. So today I have taken the role as a timer. So I would like to explain about my role. So, Mr. President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, dear guest, good morning all. As rightly said, take care of the minutes and the hours will taken care by themselves. Therefore, as a timer, my duty is to keep track of every minute of the meeting and note down the exact timings of all the speakers, including prepared speeches, evaluations, table topic speeches, and all the other role players as well while they present their reports. I will also indicate green, yellow, and red flags to alert the speakers at the specific milestones to help them to complete their speeches reports. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I'll turn on the green card. When a speaker reaches the exact midpoint of time range allotted, I'll turn on the yellow card. When a speaker reaches the maximum time allotted for his or her speech, I'll turn on the red card. However, 30 seconds grace period will be given to the speaker to close his or her speech in order to qualify for the poll. I'll report qualifying times when called upon throughout the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Snehal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Snehal. For our next role player, I'd like to introduce our counter Toastmaster Pradeep. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Timodi. I am wishing you all a very happy Sri Ramanavami. So, good morning, Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Pradeep. I am pleased to be the 300. I am pleased to be the counter for the 300 Toastmaster Club Northwest. The purpose of the counter is to note down the overused words, any filler sounds, or any unnecessary pause. Anyone who uses as a who uses as a like a crutch while speaking during the meeting. The filler sounds can be, so well, but etc. The filler words can be and etc. And anyone necessary sounds during the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep. Now, in the role of grammarian, I would like to give the stage to distinguished Toastmaster Minal, who is going to introduce the word of the day and the phrase of the day. I encourage all of you to use this word of the day and then phrase of the day in your speeches. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Minal.
Thanks again, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayuresh. And now, as a language evaluator, let me introduce the word of the day and phrase of the day. In line with the theme, the word of the day is blockbuster. I guess I need not explain the meaning of this word. It means something that is super hit that incurs a lot of profit. Now, I can exemplify this. Sholay is the all-time blockbuster. Secondly, our Toastmaster Chandrasekhar always gives a blockbuster performance as far as his magic tricks are concerned. And this word can be used as an adjective as well as a noun. It's up to you how you use it. Coming to the phrase of the day, it's blessing in disguise, which means initially something that happens, it seems to be bad, but then it results out to be beneficial in the long run. I can give two examples of this phrase of the day. First one could be the outbreak of COVID proved to be a blessing in disguise for the passionate Toastmasters as they could virtually attend the meeting from across the globe. Second example could be getting rejected 4 times by the National School of Drama proved to be a blessing in disguise for actor Manoj Bajpayee, as later he was invited as a lecturer at NSD. Now I would like someone from the audience to try out the word of the day as well as the phrase of the day. One example each. Anyone?
Yeah,
Someone
I would
please
like
come
to
up.
try the I would like to try the word of the day.
Yes,
We are
sure. Go
waiting
ahead.
for a blockbuster performance by our speakers for the today's meeting.
That's great. Good. Now let me have an example for the phrase of the day.
Can I try?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Uh, Actor Jason Momoa refusing the role of Drax in the blockbuster Guardians of the Galaxy proved a blessing in disguise for actor Dave Bautista, who immortalized that role.
Great. Now, by the way, our Toastmaster of the day has already started with his address for using the phrase of the day. So, thumbs up from my side. Likewise, I would encourage each and every one of you to use the word of the day and phrase of the day. And I would be noting down as to who has actively used those, and we would collectively applaud you all for using them. Along with that, I would also be noting down the good usage of grammar and not so good usage of grammar, which could be incorporated in the correct way from the next meeting onwards. And I'll be back with my report when the general evaluator calls in. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Minal. Now, before we start with our prepared speech session, a little trivia about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, our theme. You might be wondering why the MCU starts with the 2008 movie Iron Man when the Marvel movies were made before also. There was the X-Men, there was Spider-Man, also the Ghost Rider was there. The difference was that all these times the Marvel Comics had given the licenses to Universal or Sony Pictures to make those movies, but they realized that our movies are going blockbusters. Again, the word of the day. So our movies are going blockbusters, but we are not getting much benefit of that. So they decided to make their own movies, and they founded Marvel Studio. Iron Man was the first movie from that studio, and thus began our marvelous Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, to begin with our prepared speech session, every speech has its own specific time limit and certain fixed objective. That's why we call it a project. Now, let's start with the first speaker. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Jay. He is going to deliver his level 5 speech from the pathway presentation mastery. The evaluator of speech is Toastmaster Venkatesh, our Sergeant at Arms, who is a product marketing profession who loves watching cricket matches and listening music. Now, I request the evaluator to read the objectives of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayuresh. Toastmaster Jay, the speaker 1, delivering his speech from level 5, project 2 from the Visionary Communication Manual with the project title, Develop Your Vision. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop a detailed vision for his or her personal life, professional life, or an organization. Member must share some aspect of his or her vision. I wish all the best to Toastmaster Jay. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayuresh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now, without further ado, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Jay for his prepared speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you. Could you please confirm if my audio and video is clear?
Excellent. You are audible and visible.
Perfect. And for the timer, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. And just please text in the chat box only because I will share my screen during my presentation. Okay. Thank you. So first I confirm if my audio, video, sharing everything is clear because if I can't predict the 30 second, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, then how can I see the vision of my life in the long term? So the clarity is important. With this, Madam Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and lovely guest, warm good morning to all of you. Before we go ahead, let me ask you, how many times have you noticed after retirement a person die within 65 years of age or 70 or 75? But it happens rare. Someone cross 90. Am I right or wrong? Yes. One more thing. Many times you hear the dying statement. The person was dying and someone took the interview and he said, I am very sorry. I never given time to my family. This type of statement have you read? But why have you not asked someone who is in the 75, what are you regretting? That statement have you considered? I interviewed 3 to 5 members and only one thing was common. They said, I'm really very disappointed. I spent my whole earning in upbringing of my children and the social causes. Today I left with nothing in my hand. So Jai, in your future you have to take care for this. Am I right? It happens. And that's very much simple because we are earning for next max 30 to 40 years of age. Am I right? In the beginning 20 year you start, at the 60 you just earn, and then you have to live for more 20, 30 or maybe 40 years. And if we are not taking the responsibility for us, then who else will take? No one. So first we have to take the responsibility. This was the second thought. The third, living in a Bangalore city or in a Pune city in a posh area is really a good for a person who is retired, because they can't clean their big houses, these bungalows, these row houses. They can't manage. Every day their switch is having problem, there some taps are running. Too many problems in the life. By considering all this, I developed my vision, the crystal clear vision. Now let me share my screen so that I could share what is my experience. So I hope you can see the vision of my life. My wife's vision is simple, a peaceful life in Himalayas valley after retirement, crystal clear. But how we have to make it? Am I right? There are too many topics which we discussed that we have to take care. So the first thing I set some goals. Like first goal was money. And the task is where I have to use first thing insurance. Medical insurance, health insurance, everyone needs. Second, the term insurance. Maybe you will ask, what will you do in the age of 60 or 65 for this term insurance? My friends, I am married, so I have to take care for all who are with me. I have to take care for my better half. For that I need it. Second, we can't live only in air and water. We need livelihoods. We are having daily basic needs. For that, set the target in 2032. Within 10 years, I want to save enough money in my account so that after retirement, I will never face problem for the livelihood. Third is the social, like family function, birthday parties, wedding anniversaries. For that, still I need more money. So I set the target in the 16 years. I will add some more money so that after retirement, I no need to worry to plan a birthday party for my children. Same as like I'm doing today. But is this enough? No. Because the big row house, as we already looking as a problem in future after retirement, I decided I will go in the Himachal Pradesh near Himalayan valleys. I will buy a 2 BHK house, single story, not definitely a double one like flat houses we are having, within a budget of 30 lakh if I compare today. So that is my target, and before 2030 I want to finalize it. That is the next point. Now I am having money. Now I have home. What else? I hope you remember I said Very few people live after 65 or 70 or 75. Why they die? Because they are having nothing. They just sitting at home and thinking whole day, dreaming whole day about their golden periods. But if my cycle is still going on, if I'm still involved in some topics, example, learning, teaching, or any social activity or anything which keep me engaged, that will pump up myself and fuel my life to go further. Not 70, not 80, maybe 90 or maybe 100 years. Yes, to do that, I have to learn a new skill which I can continue after retirement. For that, I have to finalize a skill. I have to decide how much time I have to spend to become proficient. Third is passion to profession. If I'm learning something which gives me nothing, then it's not good. Very soon I will be bored and then leave it. Am I right? So to for completion of my vision, a peaceful life in Himalayas valley, I decided I need money, I need home, and I need a new skill. For this one, I'm continuously discussing with my different member, different partners like DTM Vinod or DTM Meenal or any other who are close to my heart, who are near to my friend circle. And with the discussion of all these members, I finalize yes, this is my vision which I have to fulfill and I want to adhere it so that in the future I will face no problem. That is my point. Now, if anyone is having any doubt about it, is it realistic? Yes, it's realistic. I am having a fixed retirement plan with me. I'm working on it and I will make a blockbuster of my retirement plan with all this. And this COVID definitely is like a blessing in a disguise because it giving me an opportunity to think again about myself and to decide my vision. Thank you, and with this, let me give control back to our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jay. Now, let's pause for 1 minute. And in that 1 minute, you can give feedback to Toastmaster Jay for his speech. You can do that through the personal chat. And I request our timer Toastmaster to tell us verbally once the 1 minute is over.
Sorry, come again. I didn't hear it properly.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, sorry. So once 1 minute is over, please inform us verbally that 1 minute is over so that we can proceed with the second speech.
Okay. Okay, sure.
And meanwhile, you are giving feedback. One little trivia regarding our Marvel characters. All of us know Captain America played by Chris Evans, and he has immortalized that role. But do you know that this is not his first Marvel superhero role? His first
Yes.
Marvel superhero role was the Human Torch role from the Fantastic Four movie. It was a 2005 movie. Again, licensed to somebody else, so it is not a part of MCU.
You're speaking on mute, Wing.
Yes, Kunal, I got it. I was speaking to myself. That was a sorry.
Toastmasters, Nehal, I think 1 minute is wrong. Right?
Yes, 1 minute is over, and I'm not able to hear actually. I guess Chandrasekhar is speaking.
Got it. Go ahead, Toastmaster of the day.
Sure. Thank you, everyone. So, as for our second speaker, now let's start with second speech. As for our second speaker is Toastmaster Mayur, who is going to deliver his level 2 speech from the dynamic leadership pathway. The evaluator for this speech is Toastmaster Kunal, who is an IT professional. He's also playing on our counter, so we have some. So I would like to give the evaluator to read the objectives of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Mayuresh, it's Pradeep.
Sorry, Pradeep. Sorry, my mistake. Over to you, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Yeah, thank you, Team Modi. So my speaker, Toastmaster Mayur, he's going to attempt his level 2 project, level 2 project 2, understanding your communication style from dynamic leadership pathway.
Toastmaster Pradeep, your voice is breaking.
Now is it audible? Hello.
Yes.
No,
Hello.
it's still. I would advise you to switch off the video if required, so that we can get better audio quality.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, it is better than before. Yes,
Yeah,
it is
the
better.
purpose of this project is for the member to learn different communication styles and identify his primary style. And this speech for member to share the impact of his or her style on others. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day. The time allotted for him is 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. Then now I invite Toastmaster Mayur to give his level 2 speech. The title of his speech is "It's okay to be a chameleon." Toastmaster Mayur, it's okay to be a chameleon. It's okay to be a chameleon. Toastmaster Mayur, over to you.
Good Toastmaster Mayuresh. Can I see the timing cards?
Yes, I've started.
I'm starting. Good communication is the bridge between the confusion and the clarity. With this quote, let's go to the Bombay High Court, where one lady is facing a divorce case. The judge is asking her, what is the background of your case? The lady is saying, well, there is a big playground in front of my house. Well, what the lady is saying. Judge then asked, what is the foundation of your case? Lady is saying, well, my house is built of mortgages and bricks. Judge got irritated. Later on, judge asked her that what is your relationship? Then she said, my relationship is my husband and my parent. Judge got confused and literally asked. He said, now let's tell me why you want divorce. The lady said that my husband says that I'm not a good communicator. So that's why I don't want divorce, but my husband wanted divorce. Good morning, presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Bad communication or not communicating effectively will even lead you to a divorce. So make sure that you are a good communicator. But why good communication is required? Like we are living in such a world where we have a lot of content and nobody has time to listen. So we need to be very precise when the time comes to say our word. So, and if you have to have the advantage in corporate life, if you want to you want to reach the past the corporate ladder, from software engineer to team lead, from team lead to project lead, from project lead to architect. So there are big corporate ladder, and if you have to like you have to up the ladder. You have to, I mean, have to take every step and reach to that above level. Then communicating effectively will help you a lot, because it will save your, not only yours time but others as well. So if you uh, want to a high paying job, then communicating effectively is much needed. So while understanding my communication style, I went to Toastmasters portal, where I saw a couple of communication styles. There was direct communication style, there was initiating communication style, there was supportive communication style, and there was the analytical communication style. So let me brief what each communication style is. For direct communication style means the person who don't waste the time. He is very focused. He will just tell, he will go to that point. Hey, I need this. He will not say, he will not introduce, or he will directly point out, hey, I need this. Will you be able to give me? So this is kind of direct communication style. Then the second one is initiating communication style. In this communication style, people are very highly energetic. They start the conversation. They are fun loving persons who always energetic, highly enthusiastic. uh, so this is kind of motivational speaker, I would say, for those who belongs to initiating communication style. The third one is supportive. Are the people who are very calm, sincere, gentle, and always approachable. Such kind of persons are supportive. And for analytical communication style, the people who are come up with the facts and figures, they will bombard so many logical data in front of you. So they will be to the point. Even they will not say anything different apart from the facts. So these are such kind of people. After hearing all those four communication styles, can anyone tell me which communication style I belongs to?
Analytical.
Well, any other guess?
Supportive.
Yeah, that's true. I gave the test and I got result as my communication style belongs to supportive. But I love this communication style, and I want to be this kind of communication style, because I want to be approachable to everyone, and I love, because whatever I do, I love that. And whenever if someone is asking me, then I'm always there to support them. And this, I feel, this is the building block of your communication style, because on top of that you can build rest 3 as well. First of all, you need to be supportive, and let me tell all these communication styles how I utilize in my office. So for direct communication style, like if my client say, I say, hey client, I want these resources, can you give me these resources? So that time so I'm very to the point. I need resources, and to get that, I ask in that way. In analytical, if my client says that, hey, how much time you will require to complete the task, then I put my analytical skills hat in my head and compute my leaves, is there any leaves, and even I come up with my past experience, that what kind of resources I need. Do we have that resources? And depends on the complexity, I calculate and share the results with him. So yes, even though I belongs to supportive communication style, but I wear hats which are different communication styles. So here my message is that depends on the situation, you need to wear the hats and apply that communication style in your path, in your career. So that's all from my side. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster Mayur, for this amazing speech. Now, Let's take one minute again to give the feedback to speaker two. And again, I would request the timer to tell us verbally when the 1 minute is over.
Okay, sure.
And with that, it is time for the second trivia of the day regarding Marvel. In first trivia, we saw that of Captain America, and now is for the time for the second character, Iron Man. All of us know that Robert Downey Jr. is the only Iron Man we can ever imagine. But do you know that in real life, he's a real phoenix? He started his career in 1983 and he was going good, but then he hit some setbacks and he was arrested for the substance abuse charges. But he disciplined himself and then he started taking the better roles again, started working again, working on himself and his career, and then he got the role of Iron Man. He also played in the roles of Sherlock Holmes. You might have seen those movies also.
Yes, 1 minute is over.
Thank you. Timer Toastmaster Snell. Now let's go with our third speech. The third speaker of the day is none other than our VP Education, Toastmaster Insiya. Toastmaster Insiya will be delivering the Level 1 Project 2 speech from the Pathway Innovative Planning. Toastmaster Insiya is a remedial educator and counselor by profession whose hobbies are photography, watching movies and series. The narrator for her speech is Toastmaster Kunal. I would like to invite Toastmaster Kunal, who is an IT professional, to read the objective of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thanks, Team OD Mayuresh. Good morning, Madam President, TM OD, Toastmaster of the Day, and my dear guest. Today, our third speaker is Insiya. Her profession is by remedial educator and counselor. She is trying for level 1 project 2. Her project details is writing a speech with purpose. I wish her all the best and looking for a blockbuster speech from her. Thank you. And over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal. With this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Insiya to deliver a speech, writing a speech with purpose. Toastmaster Insiya, writing a speech with purpose. Writing a speech with purpose, Toastmaster Insiya. Over to you.
Okay, just Toastmaster Mayuresh, my speech title is Give Roots. So I'll just make that clear, and the timing would be 5 to 7 minutes. So Toastmaster Snehal, I would 5 green, 6 yellow, and 7 red. Am I audible, visible, clear? Yes? Okay.
Yes, you are.
He is a fool. Doesn't want to understand anything at all. Can't read a word properly. Look at his handwriting. Can't even look at the sums and solve it properly. Just wants to run away from studies. I am just tired of him. Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good morning to one and all. How many of you have either heard these statements from others or have used it yourself? Today, I am here to confess that I have been hearing these statements in my childhood, where my teachers thought I am good for nothing and should not be coming to school to waste my time. I have also been hearing the same since I have joined at the organization that I'm working at currently. Parents, teachers come to us giving these abundance of complaints of how those children are so stubborn and do not want to sit for studies. How they are going to become losers and good for nothing in their lives. Yes, those are some harsh words that I heard. You might be assuming that why is India even listening to these kind of statements? In school, I didn't have a choice, but now I have chosen this as my living. Living? Are you serious? Like, why would you choose such a job? Because I want to give roots to those children. And by giving roots, I mean help them enhance their skills that are required to grow in their academics, which in turn boost their self-esteem. I know you people are thinking, is Insia some kind of a magician or a blessing in disguise? I am a remedial educator. Have you ever thought of what if the child who is actually being stubborn or less motivated in studies, facing difficulties in understanding what he has been taught? Does he actually have the skills to grow in his academics journey? This is where a remedial educator comes in picture. We help children bridge the academic gap. What is an academic gap? That is, if the child is in fourth standard and the knowledge that he has is of second standard, that means a gap of 2 years is built, which can be bridged by the help of remedial intervention, a psycho-educational therapy. Oh, so you give tuition classes basically, is what comes to your mind. So, mind you, it is not a tuition class. It's a one on one session which is built on various psychological principles. So, who is it for exactly? Pops up in your head. It's for children with learning difficulties as well as disabilities. And these difficulties could be because of any behavioral, emotional, or socio-economic factors. The age population varies from 3 to 18 years of age. But how do you examine that? Do you take a blood test, a BP check? No, it is assessed by psychoeducational assessment, which is standardized on Indian population and gives us the grade equivalent performance that he currently is at, and also the gap that has been built so that we can work effectively. But then, how is it different from the school or tuition that we send to? In remedial education, we believe in teaching the child the way he would like to learn. That is, make use of his learning style. That could be auditory, visual, kinesthetic, and incorporate it with pinch of positive communication. So, is that you teach them all the subjects we teach in school? No, I just mentioned it is not a tuition class. We work on enhancing their skills and work on clearing the basic concepts of English, maths, other cognitive thinking abilities so that it can be applied in learning of school syllabus. I know. This might be getting a little technical for all of you and wondering that why has Insia chosen to talk about something which is not applicable to us. So mind you that many a times we don't really want to see the reality. We always want to believe that my child or the children around us can't have these difficulties. Who are you to decide? Don't ignore the signs that you see thinking that it will automatically vanish someday? Does your fever or stomach ache just vanishes one day? When you choose to go to seek help for your physical difficulties, so why to be ashamed of the academic ones? Academics is one of the most important factor in an individual life. It molds the child's future. I so wish that I, in my childhood, would have been gifted by such a blessing in disguise so that I wouldn't have lost my self esteem and confidence in the days when it could have been flourished. Be the one who is giving the roots for your children to grow. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Insiya, for this insightful and wonderful speech. We learned something new today. So thanks for that. And now it's again the feedback time as well as trivia time. I request our timer Toastmaster Snehal to again tell us when the 1 minute is over. And in that 1 minute, I'm going to tell you an interesting thing about the Marvel universe. Now you know that our Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., he has played the role of Sherlock also. But do you know that there are actually two Sherlocks in Marvel universe? The first is Robert Downey Jr. and the second is our own Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch. When there were scenes between these two in the Avengers movie, the which was that one before Endgame, Infinity War. So the directors wanted to insert some jokes into between these two, the Sherlock jokes. But Benedict Cumberbatch did not think it would be right, and he advised against it. The producers kept the honored his request and removed them from the script. But still, as a fan, I think it would have been hilarious if these two Sherlocks would have gone against each other.
Yes, 1 minute is over.
Thank you. And I'd like to check with general evaluator if we are on track, or if we are lagging or leading. Can you please confirm?
We are almost on track. You may check with the timers and the timing of prepared speakers.
Okay. So I'll request now our timer Toastmaster Snehal to give a report on the prepared speakers and also inform us who has qualified for the voting process. Over to you, and Toastmaster Snehal.
Thank you. So Toastmaster Jay has taken 7.48 minutes, and he has exceeded by 12 seconds. So now TM Mayur has given P2 speech, and he has taken 7:30 as the exact time, so he is qualified. And TM Insiya has given P2 speech, so she has taken 7.9 minutes. So she is also qualified. So I guess that's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Snehal, for the update. Now I would like to request the Zoom Master to launch the poll for the best speaker of the day.
So, Snell, can you confirm that Toastmaster Mayur and Toastmaster Insiya are only qualified?
Yes, right.
Okay, I'm launching the poll for best speaker. We have sufficient voting. I'm ending the poll. Thank you. Meantime, can we have a group photograph? I request all of you to turn on your camera so that we can have a group photograph. I request Toastmaster Venkatesh, Toastmaster guest Vinay, guest Akshay, guest Bhushan to turn on your camera. Our counter Toastmaster Pradeep.
Yes, Bhushan, guest Vinay.
Pradeep and Bhushan. Okay. I request to turn on your camera. Meantime, I'm capturing it now. 3, 2, 1. Thank you all. Back to TM.
Thank you, Zoom Master Mayur. Now, before we launch into our second session, that is the impromptu speaking session, I think we should take a break of 3 minutes, right? Okay,
Yes,
then
Toastmaster.
let's take. So, is everyone back? Excellent. So now let's start with our second part of our meeting, that is impromptu speaking session, also called the table topics. So let's test our ability of thinking fast and speaking impromptu in this session. For conducting this table topic session, we have Toastmaster Anish. So Toastmaster Anish is an auditor by profession, ex-auditor, and his hobbies include gardening and decoding retro music. So over to you, table topic master Anish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayuresh. Madam President, Toastmasters of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. A very good afternoon to everyone, and I'm glad you all are present over here for our today's table topic session. So table topic session is one way where all the members present in the meeting get a chance to speak. Secondly, it gives us ability to think on our feet and speak impromptu. So the session will be held in following ways. So I will invite members present in this meeting and I will give them a topic to speak upon. The speakers will get 1 to 2 minutes. After the end of 1 minute, the timer will flash green screen. After the end of 1.5 minutes, the timer will flash yellow screen. And after the end of second minute, the timer will flash that screen. So let those creative juices get flowing and let's start with our table topics. So can we have any volunteers? Does anyone want to volunteer for our first table topic? Okay, I see Chandrasekhar has volunteered for this one. So today's table topics, most of them, they are in tandem with our theme, that is Marvel's Cinematic Universe. So the first topic for Toastmaster Chandrasekhar is, if I had superpowers, I would. If I had superpowers, I would. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Thank you so much, table topic master. I wish I had those superpowers, but now you have given me the ability to choose one superpower. So why not utilize it to the fullest? And going with the theme, I was totally fascinated when I saw this one amazing cartoon, which is called as the Doraemon. And there was one thing in particular which I really liked, the time machine. And we know how can we use that time machine. We can go into the future and see what is happening. We can go into the past and change something. And that is what I always wanted to do, not to go in the future and see something, but change those mistakes which I had done in my past. And later, when I saw this movie, which is called as the Doctor Strange, I was totally fascinated. And I always wanted to have that power in me where I can change something that I really did in the past so that I will be having a better future. Be it my first table topic where I totally rigged it. What I spoke, I don't even remember. And that is the one thing that I wanted to change. I wish I had that superpower so that I can go back in time and change it. Most of the time, what we say, and later we realize that, oh, I wish I should have spoken that. Now, one interesting thing that I want to tell each one of you, whenever we try a table topic or something, we always regret that I wish I had said that. I wish I had said that maybe after 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But what usually happens when you do table topics each and every time, what happens that 1 hour reduces to 1 minute, 1 second. And whatever you want to speak in the moment, you will be speaking that story only. And that is the power that I want to have in my, that is using that time effectively, not by traveling back in the time, but using that time on that instance whenever required. So whatever the thought that you want to share it right now. And that is the power everybody should be having. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. That was a lovely speech. Yeah, even I wish I had that ability of time travel and change things in past. So I can definitely connect with that. So moving on. So who is another brave soul over here who wants to try the next topic? Do we have volunteers, or else I can cold call? Okay, we have a hand raised. This is by our guest, Tuku. If correct me if I'm wrong, that's how we pronounce it, Tuku?
You are correct. You are correct.
Okay, Tuku. So your topic for the day is my favorite superhero. Guest Tuku. My favorite superhero. Favorite superhero. Guest Tuku.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Anis. So, can I choose my superhero from out of this Marvetic cinematic world? Out of this.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Up to you.
Okay. So, I think my superhero is Dr. Rajaram Mohan Roy. Okay, so I'm really fascinated by his deeds for the society, for upliftment of the woman in 18th century. So I'm really fascinated, and I always want myself to be like him, because he's the first person who brought in our society the scientific thinking into our society. In such a time in 18th century, most of the people in our country were superstitious. Okay, they were following the sati systems, and they were child marriages, all those things. So he was the first person. He started scientific thinking in our society. So for me, he's a superhero, and I always want, and everybody want to be like him. He started his society, that is Brahmo Samaj, a civil society to uplift the suffering and suffering of the masses. So he's the hero for me, and so I always want to be like him for our society, for our country, to make it a developed country in the future, or to uplift the masses. If you see, as per the 2011 census, somebody please show me the time, otherwise I will be disqualified. So, okay, if you see the 2011 census, there are 22% of people, they are below poverty line. If we can become like him, so if I can become like Rajaram Mohan Roy, so I can make people happy, I can make people out of the poverty. That's why I want to be like Rajaram Mohan Roy. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Tuku. That was a really wonderful speech. Superheroes are not just present in the cinematic universe, but they are actually present in our real world as well. Dr. Rajaram Mohan Roy was one that's such great example, and I'm glad that you brought that up. I love the way you constructed your speech with current statistics as well. So that was really good. So let's move on to our next speaker. So is there anyone else who wants to try?
Yeah, I can try.
Okay. So guest Akshay, your topic is, why is failure the greatest teacher? Guest Akshay, why is failure the greatest teacher? Guest Akshay.
Yeah, failure is the greatest teacher, because with failure only we can realize where we are making mistake, where we need to correct, and as we are getting from failure, I don't think we are getting from success, because success will teach how we are going to progress, but failure will teach in which area we are making mistake, and what we need to improve. So in that way we can improve, but with the failure. And failure also tell us how to grow in life as well. Means at some time we are making mistake and we are learning from it. So it is also better way to make it is not bad
if we got failure, it is okay. We can learn from it. So I think failure is also one of our teacher. Thank you.
Anish, you're on.
I agree with you, Akshay, totally. Failure is indeed our greatest teacher, and there is no successful person in this world who has not tasted the taste of failure. So we have one more table topic to squeeze in. So do we have any other volunteer here? Any brave soul, or I can call upon any person from here?
I see guest Bhushan is also there.
Yeah.
Yes, guest Bhushan, would you like to try?
Yeah.
Okay. So guest Bhushan, your topic is laughter is best medicine. Guest Bhushan, laughter is best medicine. Guest Bhushan.
Yeah. Hello, all of you. This is Bhushan. And about the topic laughter, you might have about laughter. As you are maybe in the different articles, different TV shows, you might be hearing that laughter is a great medicine. Laughter is a great, but how is it's related to the great medicine? When I read upon it, means laughter is a great medicine. It's like when we laugh, there are certain chemicals in our brain get secreted, and after that secretion, our mood, our brain refreshes, and then we act perfectly, and our body will act accordingly. So that's why that's a scientific reason behind it. That why we should laugh, and the laughing will gives you a best medicine. Why? Because it relaxes you and it gives you motivation because sometimes when you realize you see a laughter show and for 2 minutes or 3 minutes when you experience a laughing and you experience that after that 2 minutes you see that, oh, how I am feeling like it's a very free, it's a light-hearted you feel. So that's a part of laughter and it plays a very important role in our life. And I would recommend everyone to see a show or any comic or that gives you a laughter of 5 or 10 minutes. It's not like you just laugh and just you get laughing should be from your bottom of heart that you are feeling like this is a laughter. So that is the thinking on laughter from my side.
Toastmaster Anish, you're on mute.
Anish, you are on mute.
Indeed, laughter is one important medicine the world needs right now. And definitely, I will encourage everyone to laugh more. And this is also a message which Marvel's movies do portray. The movies are not just about action or storytelling, but it also has some elements of humor. And that's what makes them enjoyable. So, General Evaluator Chandrasekhar, do we have time to squeeze in one more table topic or shall we move forward?
We can take one more.
Okay.
If there is one.
Okay. Any volunteers? Or else I can pick. Okay. I don't see any volunteers. So now I'm going to cold call and I'm going to pick people. So Kunal, Toastmaster Kunal, would you like to go?
Sure.
Okay. Your topic is team sports build strong individual. Toastmaster Kunal, team sports builds strong individuals. Toastmaster Kunal.
Okay, can you come again in sports?
Team sports. Team sports builds strong individuals.
Okay, give me some 30 seconds. Okay, here I go. Thanks, Anis. And I really believe team sports build a strong individual. We all love playing. We all love sports activity since our childhood. Of course, reading is very tough job, tough activity. So in team sports and teams activity, we all learn so many things like behavioral, the physical, the mental, all we are getting we all get challenged in every aspect, and we all learn in every aspect of life, how as a team we can grow, how mentally, physically we can grow. So this is very good activity, I would say, and everybody should participate in it. If you see, in India, it is nowadays now giving priority on sports activity. Earlier, it was not considered as a hobby. It was only limited till a hobby, but now people are promoting across sports activity. You can see with IPL kind of the sports that is coming up, lots of people are trying to promote their kids to participate here, and you can see lots of promotion and the kids participation as well, and I can see across. So I can say it's a really good topic to I'm being honored to discuss on. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal. When I first saw that topic, I could not think at all what one can speak. And so I thought you might be the perfect person to talk about it. And you took your time, but you did bring out a few important points. One example I would like to give for that topic is our Toastmasters meeting. We are a team and everyone is doing their own job. And in the end process, everyone is becoming a stronger team, a stronger individual through this team. So over to our timer, Payal, sorry, Snehal. So Snehal, we have a report if any speech is disqualified?
So first table topic speaker was Chandrasekhar. So he took 1.40 minutes. Then we have Tuku. So he took 1.46 minutes. Our guest Akshay has taken 56 seconds. Then Bhushan has taken 1.30 minutes. And last one is like Kunal, he took 1.29 minutes. So all are qualified for this.
Thank you, Snehal. So over to our general evaluator, Chandrasekhar, if we can have the poll.
Yes, sure. So as one of the guests took 56 seconds, but we do not disqualify guest on the basis of time. So I request each and everyone to vote for the best table topic speaker.
I have launched the poll. I request everyone to vote. We have sufficient votings. I'm ending the poll here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chandrasekhar. Thank you, Mayuresh. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Table Topics Master Anish, for this wonderful table topic session. There were some great topics. So now that table topics is done, it's time for evaluation session now. I'd like to evaluate general evaluator for the evaluation session, and in which we will do the evaluation. Over to you, general evaluator Chandrasekhar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. And let us begin the round of evaluation session. Now, why is evaluation important? If we talk about any speech, a speech has three aspects. One is the organization, one is the content, and one is the delivery part. And how well a speaker did on his part, that is being evaluated by the evaluator. So I would first like to call upon the stage first evaluator, Toastmaster Venkatesh, to evaluate Toastmaster's Jai speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, General Evaluator for today's meeting. First of all, let me congratulate Toastmaster Jai, Speaker 1. You are almost done with your level 5 of visionary communication, and it's a great achievement. Only one speech to go, which is reflect on your path, and I'm sure we will be completing very soon. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to the others. And today you have created that picture so that we can see what we can't see. Extended life, the title a peaceful life in Himalayas. What a great title you have chosen to your vision. You ask a question to audience in the beginning, how long you will live after retirement. That has struck my mind saying what I'll be doing after retirement. So we have to have a firm plan because we will not be working anymore. We will not be earning money, but we will be living. So how we will be living? So there has to be a plan. Then you said a next question you asked to the audience, people before dying regret that they have not done few things. So whole life while working, we couldn't do few things which we need to do. And probably that's what you want to do. And you have set a contest that has helped you to set the contest about your vision. And I would say without a vision, without a mission statement, without a goal, we will not be able to go ahead. And that's you have shown today. Kudos to you on that aspect. You have engaged the audience by asking a couple of questions, which has helped people to be more attentive, to think what they are going to do. And at the same time, they were very attentive and started listening to your music, listening to your speech. Next, you had a very detailed plan about your vision, about your goal. That is, you need to have a home, insurance, social, to become a social, you need to have some subscription, your day-to-day expenses. And in addition to that, the good part is you want to acquire new skills. So kudos to you, because that is a message to the all audience wherein we need to acquire skill even after the retirement. We have to keep learning. Now, besides this, I would like to say that the speech was really good, but you can take your speech to the next level. And to take your speech to the next level, there was one thing missing, which was a transition. You have set a contest, but you close your speech abruptly, maybe because of the transition, which is like that, you were sitting and you're sharing your screen at the same time, which has affected you on your body language. You couldn't free your arms, because if you were standing, you could have freely moved your arms, and that could have made it very easily shown your body language. So with this, overall, it was a great speech. You set the contest, you engaged the audience, and it was a great speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venkatesh, for such a detailed evaluation. Now, I would like to request our second evaluator, Toastmaster Pradeep, to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Mayur. Over to you, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Yes, thank you, General Evaluator. So my speaker, Toastmaster Mayur, he has presented from level 2, project 2, like understanding your communication style. So first of all, he has started his speech by telling a real-time news, a real-time story. It was happened in the Mumbai. So that was really a eye-opener for everyone, how communication can spoil a relationship even after getting marriage. Also, if a person is not able to communicate well, that could be resulted in a divorce also. So that was a great message. It was given by Toastmaster Mayur. And after that, in between, during the speech, he has asked one question. Toastmasters, could you please tell me in which type of communication style my communication fits? So in between, he has asked that. That means from a start and in between also, he has started getting the attention of all the Toastmasters who are listening his speech. So that was kudos to you, and it was a great content. You have asked very good questions. And according to you, from Toastmaster, you have told about 4 type of communication style is there. So that is also very nice, and you fit for the supportive communication style. Already you are a good communicator, so getting you to the next level, I would like to give some recommendation to you. So during once you have finished your 4 type of communication style, after that you have gone to your professional journey, where which type of communication style you are going to use. So it could be better if you could have been incorporated these things while you are speaking the 4 type of communication styles. Like that is one is like direct communication style. So whenever you are going to communicate, whenever you are going to give some message to your like boss, so you are going to use like direct communication style. So he'll be not giving any like ifs and buts, whatever that it is required, so that you can give to him. And this is initiating communication style. So let us suppose that in your company, if any new person is joining, so you have to initiate the communication. So there we can, so by this thing, by telling your like own style, you could have been saved some time. And apart from that, I have seen that in your entire speech, like your voice modulation was not that much perfect. You have used like it was a flat voice modulation. So whenever you have told like even a communication can destroy a person, like his personal life, so there you could have been used some like you could have been used some emotions, so that could have been shown some emotions to everyone. However, it was a great content, and however, whatever that recommendation I have given, in the next speech you are going to incorporate, that will take you to the next level. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pradeep, for such a crisp evaluation. Now I would like to call upon the stage Toastmaster Kunal to evaluate our third speaker, Toastmaster Insiya. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thanks, General Evaluator Chandrasekhar. Children are the father of nation, future builders of the nation. I'm really impressed and awed by the topic you have selected and the way you are contributing back to the society. It's really hats off to you. I'm really impressed how you described how children are suffering. And it's not a story which is going on a school or a house, but it is happening around the world, across the school, everywhere, being it a school or a ground or any place I can think of. I was really impressed when you explained your own story. It was really touching. We all can correlate it with the same way we have crossed somewhere in our part of history. As a childhood, I can say even I have been have listened so much and these kind of things, negative attitude, communication, and the approach. I was really impressed how you have selected your pathway in your personal life to give back to the society. You also, I'm really impressed also how you explained as a remedial educator and counselor is different from normal tuition. Overall, it was really a great speech. I'm really impressed by it. To take your speech to a next level, I have only one recommendation for this, is to give your speech in a standing position. It will help to have more visible hand gesture, which will have more impact when we while communicating, while giving a speech. Overall, it was a very great speech, a great topic, and a great thing that you are doing to contribute back to the society. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Generally related, sorry.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kunal, for the evaluation. Now I would request Toastmaster Snehal to tell us about the timing taken by each evaluator.
So evaluator Venkatesh has taken 3.40 minutes. Then evaluator Pradeep has taken 3.50 minutes. And evaluator Kunal has taken 2.2 minutes.
Thank you so much. Now I request our grammarian distinguished Toastmaster Minal to present her report and how we did on the language part. Over to you, DTM Minal.
Thanks, General Evaluator and our magician, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. I'm really impressed that today the word of the day and phrase of the day were used by majority of the role players. I would not like to mention anyone individually, but still noteworthy means those who repeatedly used it were our TMOD Toastmaster Mayuresh, then our speaker number 3 Toastmaster Insiya, our speaker number 1 Toastmaster Jay, and rest everyone used it at least once, if I'm not wrong. So kudos to all of you that this word of the day and phrase of the day would go into records as being used for most number of times. Great. And if you say I found really very good usage of English today, means the words like stubborn, and then Rajaram Mohan Roy was my role model, and then he practiced sati, people were superstitious. The way of expressing, I would say it was an alliteration sort of thing used in prose. Generally, we use it in poetry, but this was used in prose, and that was very effective. Great job on that. And regarding not so good usage of English, I didn't find much of the, something that was not very good to hear. Overall, it was good. Just one thing, minute thing I noticed, like I would like to make blockbuster of my next life. It should not be like that. It should be, I would like to make my retired life a blockbuster. That should be the right sentence. Otherwise, overall, it was a good show altogether. Good job, everyone. And back to you, general evaluator and our magician Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Nil, for such a crisp report on language part. Now I would like to call upon our counter for today's meeting, who was also a dual role player, Toastmaster Pradeep, to share his our counter report.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. So first of all, I would like to tell about the today's flawless speaker. So today we have 5 flawless speakers. So first one, like General Evaluator itself, Toastmaster Chandra. He has not used any filler words or filler sounds whenever he has spoken during the meeting. Though second one is our DTM Minal. So she has also not used any filler words or filler sounds while speaking. And the third one is Toastmaster Venkatesh. He was a sergeant at arms and evaluator too also. So he is also a flawless speaker. And apart from that, timer Toastmaster Snehal. She was also not used even a filler words or filler sounds. And then speaker one, Toastmaster Jay, was also flawless. And apart from that, I would like to tell that our Toastmaster table topic master, Toastmaster Anis, he was also almost flawless, but most of the time he has used, and apart from that, how he has articulated and whatever that word he has told, that was a really nice way of presentation, what I found. So that, and apart from that, I would like to go for each and everyone. So like speaker two, if you go Toastmaster Mayur, so he has used 2 times but and 2 times so, and I and it was there almost 5 times, and unnecessary pauses about 3 times he took. And like speaker 3, Toastmaster Insiya, also she was almost flawless. So 2 times I have seen her like sound was there. And apart from that, evaluator 3, I can say and table topic 5 speech Toastmaster Kunal, he has used 5 times and 3 times he has used. And I'm going back to the table topic. So first guest Tuku, so he has used 2 times so and 2 times he has used. And guest Akshay, he has used 3 times and so 3 plus times and 3 plus times and 1 time. And guest Bhusan also, he has used 3 plus times and 3 plus times. Coming back to role players, so our counter itself I have used more than 5 times. Like you might have seen that one, you might have heard that one. And then TM Mayuresh, he has used end 5 plus times and 5 plus times and almost 3 plus times, and unnecessary pause was there for 3 times. This is all about the our counter reports to you. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pradeep, for such a detailed report of the R counter on how we did on each and every part. Now, please do confirm if my screen is visible to you, and let me share my general evaluator report. Can I get a voice confirmation from everyone?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Venkatesh. So let us begin with the first speaker of today's meeting. The first who opens the meeting, Toastmaster Venkatesh. And the meeting started at on time, which is exactly at 11 a.m. He explained the rule really well. What I really liked about his suggested arm rule was that he was very warm, welcoming the guest, and he also instructed the guests to rename themselves. Usually we miss on that part, but at the end he instructed guests to rename themselves. That helps us to understand who is the guest and who is the member of a Toastmaster club. So really good job, Toastmaster Venkatesh. I really liked how you explained all those rules. I don't have any recommendation to Toastmaster Venkatesh on this part. He did the job of sergeant at arm as well as the evaluator. So playing dual role and doing justice to it is really difficult, and he did it with the ease. I will come back to the Toastmaster of the day at the last, coming to the second role player, which is the presiding officer for today's meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Mindal. She talked about movies in general and movies specifically about the Marvel universe. And at the end, in her presiding officer address, she related the theme with the Toastmaster life, how we lead and the other aspects of Toastmaster life. So which was really good that she talked about the theme and the Toastmaster as well. So I really enjoyed that part also. Coming to our counter Toastmaster Pradeep, I really enjoyed your report when you talked about the filler words and filler sound. You also mentioned who were the flawless speaker, and the report was crisp. I believe I have mistaken the spelling of crisp over here, so let me correct that one as well. One thing in particular I want to give you as a recommendation is I did not see the report for the guest, those who spoke during the table topic. So maybe you can put that as well. That would help guests to know their filler words and filler sound. And you have taken liking to this one word, which is like. So you may try to reduce on that part, which you also mentioned in your report only. So good job on that part. Coming to language evaluator report, it was again a crisp report with the all good usage of English language. Some alliteration were there as you were talking about, and some improvement over there. So no suggestion from my side to the language evaluator. The word of the day was easy to use and the phrase of the day was also easy to use, and it was used by the most of the role players. Coming to evaluator one, Toastmaster Venkatesh. I really liked how he started his evaluation with a good code, and that sets up the tone for the whole evaluation. It was really encouraging evaluation, and the evaluation was having so much detailed analysis about the speech and its content. That was really amazing. In general, if you talk about the contest, evaluation contest, you will realize that there is 40 marks just for the analysis of the evaluation. So how much detailed analysis you put in your evaluation, they give you marks accordingly. If we talk about the contest but in general, putting efforts on the content part is really, really important. So Toastmaster Venkatesh gave so many insight about the speech and its content. One suggestion I would recommend is that timing should have been taken care, as he slightly exceeded by the 10 seconds as he started giving recommendation when the yellow card was shown. So maybe he can try giving the recommendation when the green card is shown. And what else I was expecting in the speech was maybe one more commendation about the PPT that has been made by Toastmaster Jay. And he has used the PPT which was based on the theme of toastmaster.org. So the whole PPT was based on the TR theme that I really liked. So I was expecting that should have been mentioned in the commendation part. But overall, the speech was so much commendable that there were no points that can be given as an evaluator point of view. So really good job on that part. Just you can take care of timing. Coming to evaluator to Toastmaster Pradeep, again he was playing a dual role. He gave recommendation on transition part, which was really important, and he also talked about the content part, which was really nice in the evaluation. Now, one thing that I particularly want to tell to each and everyone who is doing the evaluation, please do not tell, show. When we say that the voice modulation should have been there, so in what context are you expecting? You might try to give one example of the voice modulation so that the speaker would know and everyone who is in the room may realize that, okay, he's talking about the voice modulation. Does he want that person to increase his speech or increase his voice? So just don't tell that do the voice modulation. Maybe you can give small example of it. In that way, it would help each and everyone, not just the speaker. So instead of telling, you may try to show it how you can do the voice modulation part. But overall, it was a really good evaluation. What I was expecting more in his evaluation, he should have mentioned about the humor part that Toastmaster Mayur used. In the starting, we saw that there was a humorous act, which was an opening act. So you could have talked about how the speaker has used humor in his overall speech. But again, it was a really good evaluation, and that is it from my end. Coming to our evaluator 3, Toastmaster Kunal, and I believe this was his first evaluation. He talked about all the good things in the speech, how it is related to the general public also, and he also separated the fact that it is different from just a tuition, how it is different from a tuition and a teaching. So it was a really good take on his part. What I believe Toastmaster Kunal should have done better is utilize his time effectively, as he had again 1 minute and 50 seconds in his bucket. So he could have used the most of his time, maybe try pushing your evaluation to the 3 minute and 30 second at max. In that way, you can talk about more good things in the speech and what were the facts that you wanted the speaker to improve. So if you can organize your evaluation just like a speech with the opening body and the conclusion, where we give the summary of the speech that has been given by the speaker, that would have been a better. But overall, it was really good as your first evaluation. I really liked your evaluation as well. Coming to the table topic master, Toastmaster Anish, I really enjoyed the table topic session taken by Toastmaster Anish. And let me tell each and everyone that this is his first time playing any club meeting role, and he took the challenge of playing a table topic master role, which is quite challenging. He explained the rules really well. The topic were easy and relevant to the theme. Some topic were general and some were related to the theme. And what was really beautiful about his table topic session was he gave the crux of each and every table topic with a good message or good quote. One thing he should have done in his table topic session is that he should have requested guests to turn on their videos. As we saw that there were 3-4 guests who spoke on the table topic, but only one of them turned on the video. So you might ask them to turn on their video. In that way, we would realize we would be able to see the facial expression and how the speaker is feeling in his speech. But overall, it was a really good table topic session. Coming to the last role player of the meeting, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mayuresh. Toastmaster Mayuresh, what an amazing theme. I was expecting more of in that theme, but I really enjoyed how you related the Toastmasters and the theme in the starting. Apart from that, the meeting was really amazing. You had so many facts and trivia about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I was not also knowing. The one fact that you talked about Captain America was also in Fantastic Four, that I realized now. So it was amazing table topic, sorry, Toastmaster of the day session. One thing that I wanted in the speech was maybe some kind of quizzes. When you were talking about the trivia, I was expecting that maybe I would get the answer, or I will try to answer those questions. But at the end, you were just giving the answer to those questions. So what could have been done better was you asking people the question and they try to answer it, and then later revealing the answer. But overall, the meeting was really amazing. The theme was really nice, and the energy in the meeting was really high. Timer also timed each and every speaker correctly, and she was also playing the role for the very first time. So I would also like to congratulate her. In general, there are just 2 or 3 recommendations I want to give to each and everyone. First, to the role players, I request all the role players at least try to join before 15 minutes, or if it's not possible, try to join at least 5 minutes before the meeting. In that way, we would know that each and every role player is there, and we can start the meeting on time. I expect role players to be there before even the meeting starts. Apart from that, I believe that the speaking order should have been according to the level of the speeches, not according to the speaker's level. So the example could be level 1 speeches should have been kept first, level 2 speeches should have been kept second, and the level above it should have been kept the last. And that is the hierarchy that we follow. But today I saw the change in the speaking order. So that could be taken care by the VP education. Overall, this was a really great meeting. And with that, I would like to hand over back to the Toastmaster of the day. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, for this extensively detailed report. And it really gave us some pointers to think about and improve ourselves. So thank you for that very much. Now, as for the concluding part, I just had one more trivia regarding the creator of this marvelous Marvel universe, and I'd like to present it in the way you mentioned, like the question. So all of us know that the creator of this Marvel universe, Stan Lee, he has done cameo in almost all the movies, from even the non MC movies and the MC movies. So what was the last video cameo that Stan Lee has done? Can anybody remember?
It was in that Spider-Man movie, I believe. I'm not remembering it.
The Spider-Man Away From Home.
Yeah, one of the Spider-Man movies. Let me see.
No, actually, it was in the Avengers Endgame movie. In that cameo, the specialty was that he was digitally, uh, his age was reduced. He was made to appear like into the 70s, and in that also his wife was taking part into that cameo. She was also digitally de-aged and to match her appearance in the 70s. He only said, "Make love, not war." That was the dialogue he said, and that's it from me for the theme. I hope that you have enjoyed the MCU movies until now, MCU content until now, and there is still much more content after Endgame, which I guess you will be enjoying still more. So that's it from me on concluding the theme. And now it's the moment of glory for some of us. Let's invite our president to mention to announce the best speaker and best role player and best evaluator for today and give the closing address. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Milan.
I think we need to take the poll, right? The poll
Yeah,
is
yeah,
remaining.
Yes.
Did we have the polling for best evaluator?
Yeah, I'm launching the poll.
Okay.
For before that, can we let me know that all those evaluators are qualified?
Actually, Venkatesh has exceeded the time limit, so
Okay,
Pradeep
okay.
and Kunal.
Okay. Just a hang on. Pradeep and Kunal are qualified, right? Thanks for the confirmation. I'm launching the poll for best evaluator. Please do cast your vote. I request all of you to participate. Okay, we have sufficient votings. I'm closing the poll. Thank you all. And now I would like to launch the poll for best role player as well. So here you can see two polls: best auxiliary role player and best role player. So please cast your vote. Make sure that you have voted for two roles. I request all of you to participate. I'm ending the poll in next 5 seconds. We have sufficient voting. I'm ending the poll. All the roles. Minal, you can proceed and you can take the questions.
Okay. Thanks, Toastmaster Mayur. United we stand, divided we fall. And today's meeting is the best example of unity. And that too, a unity in diversity, because everyone had a diverse thought process, but still we could come on the same platform and do our best. That is all about Toastmasters and the thing that we can take home, the thing that we can drive home. And now, before we go ahead with the moments of the glory, I would like to hear from our guests as to how they found the meeting and what would they like to see from the next meeting onwards as prospective Toastmasters. We have Akshay with us. I would like to hear from Akshay. Over to you, Akshay.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, actually, I was disconnected just now due to network issue.
Okay. Yeah, you can proceed, Akshay. We would like to hear from you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you tell me once, because I disconnected? I can't hear you.
Everyone can hear Akshay. I can hear him. Can you people hear?
Yes, Akshay, we would like to know how did you find today's meeting?
Yeah. Okay. Today's meeting was really good. Actually, sorry, because I was facing some bandwidth issue. That's why I was not able to. I'm not able to turn on my video. But it was really good. It was a really active participant for me, and learned so many things from today's meeting. And thank you, Toastmaster, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
great, Akshay. We would love to see you as a Toastmaster soon. Now, I would like to hear from guest Bhushan about the meeting today and what would he like to see from the next meeting onwards. Over to you, Bhushan.
Thank you. Raj. First of all, this is totally a new experience for Toastmasters. I heard from different people and I Googled, then I joined this meeting as a and first time when I heard about this one, it was like it may be a different thing. There might be some different presentations, but when I came to know that it's a great learning for me, and it's a great in learning from pitches and everything, and or the contribution from different members, the roles that members play. That gives me a very understanding that how the communication. So that was my experience. Over to you, Meena.
That's great, Bhushan. We would love to address you as Toastmaster Bhushan very soon. Now, let's hear it from our guest, Tuku. Over to you, Tuku. I'm really not aware whether it's your sobriquet or the real name. You had mentioned yourself as that, so I had to address you as that.
Yes, ma'am. It is my real name, and my parents has put this name because it is small and it would be easy for everyone to remember my name. So that's why it is the benefit of my name.
Great.
So hello everyone. I belong to Odisha. My name is Tuku Tanti, and I'm new to the network of Toastmaster Club. Completely new to. And one of my friend has suggested me to join this because I talk a lot. So he suggested me that why don't you join Toastmaster and talk there? And so yeah, this is the aim of my journey here. And apart from that, I would like to improve upon myself, articulation skill, clarity of thinking. And I heard that Toastmaster Club is very efficient in building the leadership quality in people. So I want that some of the quality I can acquire here. So I'm happy, I'm glad being on board. Thank you so much. And today's meeting was awesome, amazing. Thank you so much.
That's great, yes, Tuku. So we expect to address you as Toastmasters Tuku.
Yes, ma'am.
From very soon.
Yeah.
And this, I would also like to share this, that this reminds me of my first meeting as a guest, wherein one of my colleagues had told me the same thing, that you speak a lot, so better talk at Toastmasters. Same thing.
Thank you, ma'am.
And after that, there was no looking back. So I expect the same, in fact, something more from you on this part.
Okay.
All the best.
Okay.
Now, coming to the moments of the glory, Zoom Master, do we have the certificates ready? Great. So let's start with the best auxiliary role play. That goes to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Venkatesh. He had also played the role of an evaluator, so it's creditable playing a dual role with great efficiency. Congrats, Toastmaster Venkatesh. May your tribe increase. Coming to the next award. The Best Role Taker Award. As expected, it's our Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Anish. And we would like to doubly congratulate Toastmaster Anish, as this was his first role as a role taker, and he has hit a sixer over there. And the best part about his role today was, which is for us to take a cue from, is that after every table topic speaker spoke, he could correlate with the speaker and could also encourage him or her in his own way. So that was a feather in the cap indeed. So that's great, Toastmaster Anish, and we would like to hear more from you. Congrats. Now comes the best evaluator. That goes to Toastmaster Kunal. Congrats for the articulate evaluation done by you, and we would like to see you taking more roles in the upcoming meeting. Congrats, Kunal. Coming to the next award. Best table topic speaker. That goes to our magician, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, who has again created a magic with his impromptu speaking. So, great going, Chandra. Congrats, and may you always succeed. Coming to the next piece of award, the best speaker. that goes to our Toastmaster Insiya, our VP Education, and she is indeed a chota packet bada dhamaka, I would say. Always a bada dhamaka. So great going Insiya, and it was indeed insightful, and we want to see more of you in the upcoming meetings. And now I would like to also appreciate our first time role taker, that is our timer, Toastmaster Snehal, and as said before, Toastmaster Anish. So they have positively started with their journey at Toastmasters, and I assure you there would be no stoppage if you go along passionately with this path. So kudos to you. Keep trying, keep going, and we would like to see more of you every time. So with our meeting being a great success, I would congratulate each and every one of you for putting in their 100%, and we can see the results in front of us. So with this, I conclude the meeting, and for the guest briefing, you can get back to me, or you can get back to any one of our ex-coms, Toastmaster Jitendra, Toastmaster Mayur, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, Toastmaster Insiya, Toastmaster Pradeep. We all are there, and we will also leave our contact numbers here. We can get in touch with you offline, and you can connect with us at any time of the day. If not, then we will definitely make sure to reply to you. So with this, I conclude today's meeting. Let's meet on next Sunday in a different board, and that's a surprise for everyone. We will be spilling the beans soon, within a few hours or even by tomorrow. Just stand by for it. Till then, bye, sayonara. I adjourn the meeting.